Chinese tech giant Tencent is holding a public open house for its new headquarters in Shenzhen this weekend. But it's not just any building. The campus spans 809,000 square meters and is built entirely on reclaimed land. Penguin Island, named so after Tencent's mascot, may only be 30% done, but there are already more than 14,000 employees working there. The island can accommodate around 80,000 people when the work is completed. And it includes conference and exhibition venues, schools, a museum, office spaces, as well as 11 blocks of staff dormitories. CNA's Deborah Wong had the first-hand look at the life on the island.
This massive campus is as big as 113 football fields. Where I am right now is the R&D center, and all the way to the back are staff apartments, a sports center, a clinic, and even tool schools. Now, getting from one block to another can be quite a walk. So people here use autonomous vehicles like this, and they can even take you all the way to a metro station just outside the island. And then we have solar-powered benches just like this. Now, it's a clear sunny day in Shenzhen, and so it's absorbing a lot of energy right now, which is great because then I can charge my phone just like this. And these are just a few examples of how deeply integrated tech is in daily life on this island.
我觉得印象比较深刻的就是那个无人的摆渡车，然后有一些无人的那种穿梭公交吧，就是可以在园区直接就坐到市区，就到宝安市区。那我觉得可能这个是比较新颖的一个点吧。
比如说我在那边的园区，我不知道你逛过很多没有，它在很低空的玻璃上贴了防鸟撞的贴纸。然后我们有小孩过来说上面贴纸好可爱，什么鸟？然后就有人可能很多工作人员都在说这是什么鸟什么鸟？深圳这边会有很多迁徙的鸟类，我也不是很明白。然后他说这个贴纸贴在这边就是怕鸟飞过来看不到，然后告诉他不要撞过来。然后我就突然感觉到一个比较，你知道腾讯嘛，很科技的一个地方。它有一些比较人性、比较 soft 的一个方面，让我先看到了，我就觉得还是蛮感动的。
Fresh from her trip to Penguin Island, Deborah Wong now joins us live from Shenzhen. Deb, sounds like an interesting trip there. Tencent is framing Penguin Island as more than a new headquarters. What is the broader economic significance of the location, and what could it mean for the race to attract tech talent?
When we look at China's push for self-resilience in science and technology under its new 15 five-year plan, the smart city model that we see Penguin Island encompasses really becomes more significant. It becomes even more visible. You know, we've just seen some examples of how tech is used. It enables R&D to be carried out, tested in real time. You've seen the autonomous vehicles picking people up, and there are also robots patrolling the island, doing deliveries, maintenance. We didn't see all that today because the event was going on, and so they had to put them aside for the time being. But I want to talk about the location right now. Penguin Island is situated in Qianhai district. Now, that's an economic zone within Shenzhen city, and that zone is also identified as an international spot because it fosters cross-border collaboration with Hong Kong and international partners. So what it does is a signal that Tencent does have global ambitions. I spoke to an analyst to understand what kind of draw this would have on talent, and he says that because the entire development is set up in a campus style, it can attract overseas talent and also talent from other provinces. And if we look at the staff apartments that I talked about earlier, it's going for 2,000 yuan for a small studio, and that's about 300 USD, which is half the market price. So it is, quite incentivizing. Let's have a listen.
The big move, I think, represents, Tencent's ambition to be more global, to make sure they get even more value out of their own internal, talents, pools, resources by consolidating all the important parts of the group. Quite a number of, great universities from both, basically the rest of mainland China, including Zhejiang University, Peking University, Tsinghua, but also, universities from Hong Kong. We have already started something in Shenzhen. And I believe, with Tencent becoming more like a campus, more like a university, it will absolutely help, Shenzhen to become like a university city or town.
Now, that's important because Shenzhen, as a Tier 1 city, doesn't have as long a history as other Tier 1 Chinese cities like Beijing and Shanghai, where there are top universities that attract a lot of overseas talent and top talent as well. And so Professor Ben believes that this could eventually pave the way for more branded universities to set up in Shenzhen and so then attract more people to come into the city. And now this is very important because the influx of tech companies together with Penguin Island is going to be, a very appealing development for talent to come. And it's key because this is the kind of model that China is urging for, deeper integration between industry and universities because they believe this synergy will allow China to produce more high-quality innovation. And it really is part of the global tech race that China is in right now. And we also understand that Penguin Island could be one of the landmarks that overseas delegation could visit when APEC rolls around in November. So it really does, portray this as a symbol of China's tech prowess beyond just economic development. Back to you.
All right, Deb, thank you for being our eyes and ears on the ground as always. Deborah Wong reporting from Shenzhen.